Switching roles can be liberating. Getting into each other's shoes can be interesting for all parties. A bonus episode after a silly idea. Hi, I'm Artemis and you're listening to Coffee Stain, a podcast full of real people stories, knowledge and much inspiration about and beyond coffee. Personal and business stories full of passion, persistence, creativity, goals and action. So get your coffee ready and join us. Tolee, welcome to Coffee Stain today. This will be a bonus episode for our listeners. It was an idea of the moment, how can we say it? And thank you for being here today. Welcome.
Actually, I have to welcome you this time at your own podcast because we will switch positions, right?
Yes, today it's going to be a different type of conversation, a different type of interview. And I think that is a perfect idea. It's going to be a surprise for me and for the audience, I believe, because I don't know what we're going to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah, we will talk about you and coffee stains.
Coffee stains?
So,
okay.
coffee stains. We will talk about Artemis and her new project, Coffee Stain podcast. And I'll try to make it challenging for you.
Okay.
To talk about things even you might not thought about. But since we
that is a
do
challenge.
but since we do these conversations very often without recording them, so I think it's about time to record them.
I'm curious about this recording. I'm really are.
Okay. First of all, I want to express my how glad I am that you started this project without being ready, that you leaped into it, which requires a lot of courage, because as you already talked about it in your previous short episode, that you don't see yourself being a coffee expert, which I disagree personally, but this is not topic of the conversation today. Even seeing yourself as not being a coffee expert, but coming from the coffee industry and having experience in that industry for many, many years, not only yourself, but your entire family. So what keeps you interested in coffee since you see yourself not a coffee expert?
What's interesting for me in this field, you mean?
Yes. In the coffee industry, as keep it as a general term, not the coffee we drink every day as end consumers, but what's so interesting for you in the coffee industry?
First of all, I cannot think of coffee as a cup of coffee only. I believe that the only way I can think about coffee is in the generic way that you pointed out. Because as you said, I come from family business. I am in a family business that has to do with coffee. And not only, we produce drink mixers. This is our main activity. And because I entered this field as I was really young, as soon as I finished school, as most of our friends or people that know me, they are aware of this incident. I have seen many parts of this industry from a different perspective, a different point of view. Of a person that is trying to create something, to produce something in order to be perfect, in order to be helpful for others to create something else, and these others to offer something else. So I think it's a chain that is very, very beautiful. And for that reason, I have met with many machine producers around the world. I have studied many machine producers around the world to see what they're doing, to see what I'm doing, what are the differences, how can we be better. And with these, I came across with people of other fields, such as coffee importers, that many, many years ago, they started this business that was really extraordinary for Greece. We have some friends with also family business that started importing coffee and roasting coffee when no one was doing this. That was extreme. And then at that period, I was really young because I just entered the business. So I met that kind of people. I met afterwards baristi, excuse me, that started working in order to have some extra money to study, to help their families, to do something in their free time. That was intrigued. They were intrigued about this. So I met also these people, and then I've seen how each and one of them were struggling to do their best. I think that is my point of view. People not only from Greece, from Ireland, from Spain, from Italy, that were struggling to do their best in their field. And this is the way I see the coffee industry. This is my way, my view.
So
And I'm
you
happy.
see,
And I'm happy,
yeah,
excuse me, Tolee, and I'm happy that I have met all these people. And I have seen them, I have seen their path moving uh, towards the top, trying to do their
mhm.
best. That's it,
that,
if I
that, that,
answered.
that, no, that's beautiful, and I mean that describes also who you are, because mm, your presence in this industry, which could be any industry, you represent a lot of joy and gratitude. And I see that from my point of view, that you see those people for who they are. You see their efforts. You see what's behind the desk, what's behind the machines.
Mm-hmm.
What you just described, the struggling, and you see that, and you reach out to those people with a gratitude that's really rare. And I mean, someone can hear that in your voice. I mean, if someone has heard the intro of Coffee Stain podcast, it's like a small girl telling a story.
Okay, we have to say to the audience that I'm not paying you to say these things. Okay, it's oh my God.
It's
Okay.
it's part of the conversation.
Okay.
So, but at the end, it's just a part of you. This podcast is just a part of you. It's part of a vision. It's part of change uh, you want to be part of. You want to contribute to this industry. So, what is this change? What are you seeing that can be better? That can, is it something as an outcome? Is it something that people have to see different? What is it? What are those things that you see that could be different?
I'm not really sure how to answer this question. It's a very beautiful question, but I'm not sure. Maybe the first thing that came to my mind is that we all say it one to another, um, friends and people that we cooperate with, when we are in an exhibition. Usually, we mainly go to Milan, host that is a greater exhibition for coffee every 2 years. And when the exhibition open its gates and people come in, there are thousands of people running and see the booths. They see the perfection. They see everything that is beautiful. They see what is the outside, but they cannot see the previous days that all the booths of the exhibition are like in a war, and people are running here and there and trying to build their exhibition place, and they're in their worst clothes, and they are tired, and they're looking if the toilets are open in order to go and drink some water or pee, and are getting in the hotel in the night, and they're dead in their bed. And this is the first thing that came to my mind with your question. I think what I want people to see is that every one of us, it's not just a beautiful photo in Instagram, a very well-designed website. It's also the time and the hours and the days and the difficulties that are behind these. And there are, everyone is a special man or woman, company, team that are trying to create something beautiful, and they're giving the guts on it. I want people to see this. Even if we go out in a cafe, drink a coffee, I want people to understand that, as I said in my previous episode, it's not just a coffee. It's not just a cake, whatever it is. It's not just a beautiful apron that you wear. It's beautiful, of course, but there are some people creating this that trying, they're struggling. And because I mentioned many times the word struggle. Struggle does not mean that it's something that it's bad. It's the effort you make in order to create something that you love for some reason. Everyone loves something. Me, the drink mixers, or whatever I do. You, the marketing vision that you might have, or the vision for a company to create its best, and the barista, the smile of the client when takes the first sip of the coffee, and I think he's happy.
So, stepping on your answer, what are you expecting? Maybe expecting is not the right word. Once you show us what you see through your eyes, once we realize that a coffee is not something that we have throughout the internet, see a lot of memes showing that I cannot function if I don't have a coffee or 5 coffees in the morning. But this is not what coffee is about. Like, you're tired, you drink a coffee in the morning and you're awake. It's, as you said, much more than that. So once we don't limit coffee only for that feature and see behind all that efforts, which are for a lot of professionals, it's done with love, what do you think might change through that? When you touch people and you show them what you see?
I think that the change that it happens in every field when you touch people, that in that period of time with all the virus around the world, we're not allowed to touch people. That's very a disaster, I believe. Um, I think that you connect more, you understand more, you feel them more, you get into their shoes. That's what would you do. It's not just a number. It's a person. It's a personality. It's a human being that
Mm.
has his or her family at home, has its beautiful moments, his bad moments, his work. He gets ill. He goes to a trip. He lives. He lives every day and hopes for happiness, I would say.
Mm.
Too poetic, I believe. Okay, if my brother was
Mm.
here, he would say, too poetic, my dear.
Yeah, but this is, I think this is exactly what's missing there. I mean, everything is counted in numbers, as you said, in features, in, I mean, you see a coffee that it's from Brazil and it's 250 gram and it has this aroma, but at the end, the story is what is amazing, you. And not only these numbers. And but you said it right now from your point of view. But every podcast, every project creates a value, a value for its audience. And it's not as obvious as we might guess a lot of times. So, and the audience you create value for is smaller than we also think, because your podcast is not for the masses, it's for specific people with a specific mindset. So, who is your podcast for? Is the one question. And what sort of value do you create for these people?
Okay, this is a challenge today. I admit this. Um, as you said, I created this podcast before being ready. That's a fact. I worked on it the last months and mainly the technical issues. And I wanted to create a podcast. I believe because for the last 5 to 7 years, myself, I'm listening to podcasts every morning with my coffee. It's a ritual I do every day, not the weekends. Uh, so I have learned many things from podcasts, excuse me, and I have connected with many people from different fields, from marketing, uh, mainly for my business, social media or blogging or maybe podcasting, the things that I wanted to learn about. And I saw that is a very beautiful way to connect and a very beautiful way for me to share knowledge and share your opinion. I didn't know what this podcast would be about. I thought it would be about coffee because this is where I'm moving around. But I didn't know what exactly it would be about or what the value would be that I'm going to offer. I really don't know. I just wanted to create this. I did it, and now I'm going as it goes. We'll see.
That's beautiful. Even that is a lesson. I mean, a message to many people out there to start before you're ready and figure it out on your way.
I'm excited by the whole procedure. Uh,
Yeah.
this is a part of my character that we have, as we know each other. The audience doesn't know this, but we know each other for many years. We've been friends. My mother, especially my mother, was, let me say, a little bit angry about me because I started things and I stopped them. I started and I stopped them when I was a child or a teenager. But that didn't feel wrong to me. It was, I'm trying something, I like it or I don't like it. Okay, if I don't like it, it's over. I'm doing something else. If I don't like it, it's over. If I like it, I continue. But what I really know that I, from my early ages of childhood, I really loved writing and reading. That was something that I loved. And growing older, I think that the connection with the people and talking with them, it's something that I really love. No, I think I missed it. What was the question?
Doesn't matter. I mean,
Okay.
no, it was about follow. As I understand it, it's about following your heart, no matter what others are saying. And
Okay.
since you love it and since you enjoy it, as I
Yes, I
also my
said I enjoy
experience,
the procedure. Yes. Okay.
yeah. So since you enjoy it and you don't do it for yourself, and you share it, enjoyment is of sharing. There is no other way that there is value in it. We might not be able to articulate it, to find the right words, but there is value in it, and we can sense it, we can feel it, but we might not put it on paper or put a slogan on it. So this
Maybe.
is, I think, the most valuable
I
thing.
think that the reason that I called it stain is this, because everyone has its stain. It's his or her signature. I think
Mm-hmm.
that is the stain, the signature. And I'm not how can I say it? I'm not a person that is. I am a businesswoman, okay? Of course, I care about my company and our income and our clients and everything else. I'm not someone that is doing whatever it comes and doesn't care about how the life is going to be, how we're going to earn some money in order to live better. Or I'm not a saint,
Mm-hmm.
but because business is always business, and you have to, as my father said to me and my brother since we were children, he always said that make sure that when you wake up in the morning and you go to work, you smile. If you don't smile,
Mm-hmm.
quit that work, whatever it is. Make sure that you smile, because he's now, how old is my father? 70 something. uh, he smiles, and he really struggled in his life, and he smiled ever and ever and ever, forever, every day. And I think that's the best message that my father gave to us, to me and George, to be happy. And if the work is, let's say it's going well, very well, okay? And I think I need something to, a sparkle in order to make it better. I smile with my work, but I want to add something and have uh, a surprise, something that will make it more beautiful. Can you understand what I'm saying?
I can, because I'm seeing you right now, how you're smiling. And this is, I think, the only thing that a podcast cannot add value to. So for everyone who's listening to that and hasn't seen Artemis yet, I think Artemis should put a link there so they can check you out. And this is absolutely true. And I think your father did a good job in um, uh, passing that over to you, because this is also a very intense characteristic of you, your bright smile, which is
Yes,
an authentic smile.
I hope it is. I believe.
Yes, it is. So based on what you said, so let's make it also valuable for the audience, more valuable for the audience listening, because you said you started something before being ready. You just listen to your heart. You go with that. But on that journey, before you launch that podcast or any other project you are launching, there are fears. You're afraid of certain things. What are those fears? What are those thoughts? And how do you overcome these thoughts and these fears?
The fears are always there, of course. And I think that my fears, let's say for the podcast, were if I'm not consistent, if I say I will do something and I won't do it, what about then? If I promise something and I cannot deliver, what to promise? I don't know what to promise. Because as we said, just I'm going to do this and I will see how it's going. Also, is there going to be anyone listening to this? Or it's going to be me? It's going to be me and Tolee and my close friends. Is this work going to help someone keep moving, keep going, and make their dream come true? Or they're going to say that, oh, okay, another podcast. It's going to be about coffee, but who is she? And why are she talking to us? Who is she? Who are you, my dear, to talk to me about coffee? These are some of the fears that I had. Apart from the technical issues, I had fears about these also. Many fears about technical issues.
I think technical issues are the easiest to overcome. You Google it.
Yes.
Or you ask people. I mean, this is something that you can also very easy teach yourself to get hard skills on technical issues. But those fears, I think many can relate to them, because I think most of us have that voice in our head talking about, who am I to do that? Who am I to, and will anybody listen? And all that they described. So how did you overcome these fears? How did you stand over them and said, I'm gonna do it anyway? Because the easy part is just to hide and say, okay, I won't do it. Just stay home, put on Netflix, and you don't have to face those fears. But you are facing those fears every day. What drives you? What makes you overcome that?
I'm intrigued by that. I say I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it. Okay, maybe sometime in the future I will stop it. But now I want to do it, and I'm doing it. That's it. And I had help from people like you, that and the team that I was in the workshop about podcast, that they were all struggling about this, and we were talking to each other. And from the first lessons that I was in, I said that I'm going to do it. I'm not an expert. I'm not what people might think I am, but I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. And whatever happens, God is there. He's watching.
Yeah, beautiful. And it requires a lot of work, for sure, especially in the beginning, recording, editing, uploading, all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
But you enjoy it, right? You have fun doing that.
Yes, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Sometimes
how do you
I'm
feel
pissed
when
off.
You
okay, but
how do you feel when you publish an episode?
I'm very thrilled about it, and I'm anxious to see if people will comment or connect with this, if they can say something about it. Until now they haven't, because there are only 2 episodes, of course, but I hope because of this. I really want to listen to positive or negative comments. I really need people to connect and say what they think about this and what I'm saying about it. For example, the first episode was very, I would say, unique in a way that people wouldn't thought that that kind of niche would apply to coffee. But I thought that it was a very inspiring, especially in these days. I will say it again because it is a difficult period for all the humanity and for all the world globally. And I thought that this was so beautiful in order to travel us. That's what I wanted.
I think this is also a great bridge to what I wanted to focus on my next question, because your first episode was something that was, as you said, not obvious. I mean, how I think is most people would start their podcast with something that is more accepted in the industry, but you went straight to the edge, connecting coffee with art, with museums, which is really interesting. And that connections you built, seeing opportunities in areas and aspects of life that seem unconnected, and you connect them, this is remarkable by itself. But not only that, you could share that with me and with your guest. You published them, you made them accessible to everyone, which is of course not for everyone, but for those who are interested to that. And this is really, really brave and generous.
Okay, who am I?
And
okay, stop it.
Okay, so, and this is my next question. What do you have to announce already, because you make these connections, which is weird for many out there, but for me it's really interesting. So give us some hints, some trailers, some spoilers. What can we expect? What's upcoming? What's coming soon?
Well, don't really know. Spoiler alert. Okay, you will, as you said, you will see. I will try to connect dots between coffee, people, work, dreams, and effects.
Okay.
Not much of a spoiler alert, this one, but okay.
And you go with the flow. You see something, you find it interesting, and you put it on your show.
Yes, I do this. I always do this. Maybe this is the reason that my fear of not being consistent is about.
So there is a chance that after the third episode, you say, I kill this project, I do something else.
I don't think so, because I think there are many things to say about this field, and many people that are doing great things. So,
What would be a reason for you to kill this podcast? One or more reasons to say,
I haven't thought about it yet. Not yet. It's too early. I just started. I don't have a reason to kill it. I just want to breed it and make it bigger.
Okay. So you haven't thought about how success looks like for you. You just go, as long as you enjoy it, it's successful.
I think that success would be if I get messages from the people.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Get messages. I heard you. I heard you. This is, I think success would be, I heard you. I heard your voice.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking it, is yes, this would be success. I heard you, yes. And
So,
I in some way, I connect with what you say.
so the first metric would be that being heard, that people pay attention to what you have to say with your guest, and another is that it has impact. So,
Yes.
having that in mind, that I think many, when they launch a new website, an e-shop, a YouTube channel, a podcast, they are constantly checking their statistics. What are you doing?
Not yet.
You
Although I
don't check them?
was no, not yet. I don't think I can at that point. That's what I was thinking in the morning, that I have to check the statistics.
But you don't do this 10 times a day.
No. No, I don't.
That's good. That's
That's
good.
not me,
Because
I believe. I will have to
that's
hire
good.
someone to do this.
That's good because I know a lot of people who do this constantly and they say, yes, I have a new viewer, a new subscriber, which at the end doesn't mean a lot. So you work in improving yourself and not so much of improving the numbers.
Yes, because I don't know the numbers, to be honest. I
That's
tried
good.
some time with Instagram about Artemis Mixer to check the numbers, wrote them down, and I forgot where I wrote them down in order to see the progress. So yes, maybe this is a not maybe probably for a business it is a problem. You have to check some things, but probably it's not my field of expertise.
But
Someone else.
since since you said already that you kind of your quality metric is connections, so they are not dependent on the metrics that are available on our digital channels. Because how can you measure connections? Because as you said, I want people to message me that they heard me, that they have good or bad feedback, doesn't matter. Criticism is also feedback. So this type of connection is something. How do you evaluate that also in business? Because you said you're a businesswoman. You How do you know what to do, when's the right timing to do, when the business is going well or it could go better? How do you evaluate that?
Not by metrics, that's for sure. Because in my business, I'm mainly, as you said before, I am behind the desk. I am in the manufactory, in my office. I don't have much connection with people. But when I have the opportunity to connect with them face to face, that is the best connection for me. Or to give them a call and ask them how they're doing with people that I have already connected and I know them. It's not just a name that I haven't met him ever. It's just I'm feeling that I have to approach him and talk with him or her and do it.
It's that kind of serendipity that's missing out there, this feeling that now is the right time.
Probably. Or maybe it's
Yeah,
not, but
it's
I don't know.
no, I absolutely agree with you that this is really missing there because we rely too much on all these new tools we have and all these metrics, which at the end doesn't say anything. It's a matter of interpretation.
Uh, yes, probably you're right. What came to my mind right now is that we both know Seth Godin, that
Mm-hmm.
he mentioned in the workshop that I did that in every episode in his podcast he asks from the audience to ask a question if they have any question about the podcast. And as we all imagine that he would have millions of questions. And he admitted that for every episode, there are only 2 to 4 questions because people are divided into 2 groups. Those that are afraid to be heard because the questions are, how can you say it, verbally?
Mm-hmm.
They're not written. So those people that are afraid to be heard, and those people that say that, but he's not going to take any attention to my question because there are so many people out there that asking questions. And the result is that 2 to 4 people in every episode ask a question. To whom? To Seth Godin. So that was an extreme information for me when I heard it. Because I was from the group of the second, that so many questions. I won't take, he won't take any time to listen to my question. But I was wrong. And I would like to say this to the probable audience of Coffee Stain, that please connect. We all need this connection, no matter what. We all want to be heard and to hear, to listen. So that would be my message now. Try to connect.
Yeah.
Try to connect, and we will do better things. We can do magnificent things together.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So not just passively listen and consume the content you produce, but also to interact with you. But it's a co-creation.
It's like you go for a coffee with 2 or 3 friends, and one of the 3 does not speak at all. So you have a conversation, and Tolee is not talking. He's not saying anything. So what is wrong with you? Are you here? Say something. Comment. Say your point of view. Say something. Why are you here? Or maybe you're not here. Okay.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's the power also for digital, that it's interactive, that we can interact with the producer, the content creator, like TV. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, since you gave us a lot of insights about who you are as a creator, as a podcaster, couple more things about your coffee habits. Yes, questions you use to ask your guests.
My coffee habits.
Yes.
I love Greek coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. And I usually drink my first cup of coffee, double Greek coffee without sugar every morning. And after an hour, I surely drink a second one. And then I drink another coffee in the afternoon. And of course, when I go out in some cafes that I love, I prefer to drink a cappuccino. This is what I prefer. But I think that the main thing that I can say about my coffee habit is that I really like drinking my coffee alone. Alone in the morning. Whenever I have the time to drink a coffee alone, either in my house nor in a cafe outside, I really love it. Of course, I'm drinking coffee with my friends or my husband, and that's a fact. And also, I always, for many, many years, I drink coffee with my friends every Sunday after the Sunday ceremony in the church. That's a habit that counts many years of life, and I enjoy it.
Nice. And once in one sentence,
Mm-hmm.
without many commas. Okay,
Okay.
let's limit it in time. Complete the sentence. Coffee for me means.
Coffee for me means. Wow. That's too many commas. Okay. Um, Coffee for me means time with myself.
Nice.
No much,
Beautiful.
no much connection with this, but it's connecting with myself. This is what I mean. Coffee means connecting with myself.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So I thank you, I mean, for your honesty, for your authenticity, for your bright smile, which the podcast listeners can't see, so they can be jealous of it.
I wrote in the workshop that I did about podcast that maybe what is the, I really don't remember exactly what the question was, but I wrote that in the podcast, people wouldn't see me smile because I really smile or laugh. But okay, never mind. They will see me live sometime.
Yeah. So we will update this. You will update your podcast and you will make it a video cast.
Oh, okay. That's more to come. We'll see. Maybe, yes. Maybe sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, we switched roles today. But people would like to know who was this person, Tolee, that was making all these questions to Artemis, and why did he?
So I'm supposed to answer this.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I did this because Artemis asked me to do this. She forced me to do it. No, I'm joking. she actually, I can only repeat what she said earlier. She had a crazy idea one morning. I think it was yesterday. She said,
Yesterday.
what about making an episode where we switch roles and I will be interviewed in my own podcast? And she asked me that and she said, would you be ready to do that? And I said, yes. So it was just an idea she had and we just did it.
While
So
drinking coffee in the
while
morning.
drinking coffee. So this is that easy for you. And I think this is for me the most important message that everyone, coffee drinkers or not coffee drinkers, should take from you is that you have an idea, just execute on that and see what happens. I mean,
And I believe that when you have an idea, I had this idea yesterday, as you said, but I
yeah,
had you opposite and said yes, that people will be there to say yes. I think that's
yeah,
also important. We have an idea, but many times we think to ourselves, but uh, what am I going to do? I want someone to be next to me or to talk about this idea with him. There are people
yeah,
sharing the same point of view and the same
yeah.
dream, whatever, the same idea,
Uh,
or whatever
and
small. It's
yeah,
whatever.
and I think it's that there we it's good to have clarity and to distinguish that not everything is for everyone. There
Of
might be
course,
people sitting next to you in your office or at home that they don't buy your idea, and it's okay because it's not for them. But out there are people who are ready to jump with you and support you to your idea. And this is getting easier and easier with all these tools we have nowadays. So it doesn't have to be your spouse, your coworker, your neighbor, can be anyone.
Yes, anyone,
But
anyone.
that's what you are doing and practicing every day. So not thinking too much. And this is also what I know about Artemis. Actually, when she says to me now some background, she comes to me, or I thought about this, and should I do this like that? What she's asking for is actually for approval. Like, yes, do it. She's not really asking for advice. Everything, all she wants is someone to say yes, do it. And I think every one of us is seeking for such yeses, but we won't get a yes if we don't share our ideas with the world.
So I would say that for a final one sentence that you said, share your ideas, whatever they are, with people that you believe or you imagine that they connect in some way with these ideas. Share them, get a yes, and just do it. As Seth says, do the work.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I will finish this beautiful, beautiful conversation that let's all do the work that we want to, whatever it is, and prepare our coffees, think over them, and if you listen to Coffee Stain, please connect.
Thank you.
Tolee, thank you very much for this beautiful conversation, for your beautiful questions, not answers, questions, answers, everything. And I hope that this will give value to everyone that will listen to us.
Yes, I'm sure it will. Thanks
So,
for allowing me being part of this.
you're much welcome. So, bye-bye, my kisses to you. And we will have a great day today, I hope.
And every other day too.
Yes.
Yes.
So, bye-bye.
Bye.